Welcome back, dear viewers of Imam Hussein TV 3, to a celebration celebrating the heroes of Karbala, Imam al-Sajjad, Imam Hussein alayhi salam, and Abil Fadl Abbas. And as I mentioned in previous segments of this show, there is essentially a prize to be won. The prize, as I mentioned before, and I think this time I will show it, just to give a sneak peek at what you can win at home. Wherever you are in the world, you have the ability to win a flag of Imam Hussein alayhi salam. I'm not sure which camera to go to, but the crane is perfect. So the flag of Imam Hussein alayhi salam. Now, the way you can win this flag is by texting your name and Ya Hussein. Your name and Ya Hussein. So to give us a quick update, your name and Ya Hussein to the number on your screen, of course, for a chance to win this flag. There is something else that will happen when you send in your name and Ya Hussein to this number. Who will tell us this, inshallah? Our correspondent live from Karbala. Minhal, can you hear us? Assalamu alaikum, Minhal.
Habibi, Mullah Ali, can you hear me?
I can hear you loud and clear. How are you?
Alhamdulillah, how are you? I've been busy writing the names of everyone on the flag of Imam Hussein alayhi salam. As you can see, I'm running out of space at the top.
MashaAllah.
So I'm having to break my back and write the names at the bottom here.
Allah يساعدك. ساعد الله قلبك منهال.
Habibi, khidimtek.
So tell us. I mean, there's a lot of names. Can you kind of guess where they're from? Maybe we have like a range.
Oh, we're gonna get complaints now. Get ready for
where they're from.
Well, no.
Complaints are coming. Complaints are coming. Complaints are coming.
Not where they're from, but as in. Yeah, look. Tell us about the names. How much space do you have left?
How many names do I have left?
No. How much space do you have left on the?
I'm estimating. I've got about. On the list right here, I've got about, I'd say 200 names to go. So quite a long way.
MashaAllah. Okay. A lot of people are taking part. Yeah. So just let us know what's going to happen once you fill that flag. What happens then?
So once we filled this flag, which is pretty much soon done, I will take it off the wall. I will go to the shrine of Abi Abdullah al-Hussein alayhi salam. You can see behind me, and I will take it for ziyarah. Ask Abi Abdullah al-Hussein to grant everyone's hajat. Then walk across Bain al-Haramain to the shrine of Abil Fadl Abbas alayhi salam and take it for a ziyarah there, insha'Allah.
Thank you, Minhal. We thank our correspondent live from Karbala, Minhal al-Khafaji, who inshallah will go to him later on in the show for more updates regarding the flag of Imam Hussein, which will be taken to ziyarah. So, back to the show. We welcome, as I mentioned before the break, we are welcoming our dear friend, عزيزنا وصديقنا Mullah Haider al-Jaizany onto the show. Assalamu alaikum, Sayyid.
How are you, Habib?
Allah يسلمكم. Congratulations on the birth of the heroes of Karbala. The main reason why we breathe, to be honest, is from the blessings of these individuals. Alhamdulillah wa shukr. And I am blessed to be here and truly blessed to be amongst Sheikh Mohammed.
Pleasure.
Sayyidina, we wanted to hear your blessed voice.
Inshallah.
So inshallah we'll hear from you. Do you want to give a quick introduction?
I'm going to recite just say introduction to Abudiyya in Arabic first.
Yes.
Inshallah.
Yalla, bismillah.
Allah khallikum.
Bismillah.
يا عاطفة بني النبي تهافتي يا عاطفة بني النبي تهافتي شبه الفراش على فم يتبرض فتساقطي وتساقطي جمر يفوح من الولا طيبا يصعده فؤاد مغرم فبهذه الأنوار والبشرى على وجه النبي محمد تتجسم من حجر فاطمة تلألأ كوكب وانشقت من شفتي علي مبسم صلوات.
اللهم صل على محمد وآل Muhammad. Knowing the culture and the background that you're from, we want to hear some clapping and we want to hear some jawab. Sayyid is ready, Sheikh is ready, the people are ready, I'm ready. So please, if you have any...
This is something that my dear brother Haider has written in Arba'in actually. It's about the bravery of our father Salamullah alayhi. I am the protector of this holy land. I am the protector of this holy land. Fighting like a lion on Karbala sands. Son of Ali, if they dare, then here I stand. For Hussein I'd give my left and my right hand. For Hussein I'd give my left and my right hand. I am son of the flag bearer of Hunayn. Strongest of men shiver when they hear my name. When I battle from the sky, their blood will rain. My whole existence is to honor Hussein. My whole existence is to honor Hussein. I am son of the one and only Haider. I am from the blood of he who broke Khaybar. Their blood is my ink and I am the writer. For Hussein I'll bring down lightning and thunder. For Hussein I'll bring down lightning and thunder. Allah يسلمكم. الله يخليك. الله عليك. الله يسلمك إن شاء الله. الله يحفظكم. الله يسلمكم. أسمعكم. الله يخليكم.
We spoke before the break about Imam Sajjad alayhi salam, and Sayyid alluded to his importance during the aftermath of Karbala. Can we discuss Imam Sajjad's importance in propagating the message, but in this day and age, 2021?
I think it's important to remember that there was a massive issue with the society and the mentality of people after the 10th of Muharram. If you can imagine, there were a group of people who were completely disillusioned. There were a group of people who were, at the receiving end of the propaganda of Bani Umayyah. And so, as the Sayyid absolutely correctly mentioned, Imam Sajjad had a brilliant, silent revolution. Silent in the sense that not in the way that we expect somebody to rise, but there was a very carefully orchestrated plan. And amongst this, in addition to the supplications, in addition to the whole idea of restoring people back to the rights and responsibilities within Islamic teachings, there was something that Imam Zayn al-Abidin alayhi salam did very, very well, and it's something that's given away in his title. And that is, of course, when he was once in sajda and Imam al-Baqir enters and sees him in this state and says to him, how amazing is your prostration. And he says, Nawilni sahifata jaddi Ali ibn Abi Talib, give me the book that details the worship of my grandfather Ali. And then he would say, Aina ibadati wa ibadatu Ali. Where is my worship and the worship of Ali ibn Abi Talib? Now, Zainul Abidin, Sayyidul Abidin, these are titles that were not given by people to the fourth Imam.
Yes.
They were given by Rasulullah sallallahu alayhi wa sallam to Imam Sajjad. This is very important because, you see, yes, we have certain titles of the Imam, such as Al-Baqir is also given by the Holy Prophet. It's arguable the latter Imams, probably not from the Holy Prophet, or it can be discussed some narrations. But certainly Imam Sajjad, this title given by the Prophet. In which sense? He says, إِذَا كَانَ يَوْمُ الْقِيَامَةِ, on the day of Qiyamah, there will be a caller that would say, أَيْنَ سَيِّدُ الْعَابِدِينَ, or أَيْنَ زَيْنُ الْعَابِدِينَ. Two narrations exist. And I can see my son, Ali ibn al-Hussein, rise amongst the ranks and walk amongst the people. Now, when the Prophet says Sayyid al-Abidin, it means that society, by and large, because it was gripped with materialism, with hypocrisy, with corruption, it needed to be awakened. Now, of course, supplications was key, and it's part of the bigger picture. But Imam Zayn al-Abidin's ibadah was a school in itself to reform the ummah. Because, that sajda of Zayn al-Abidin was not only a sajda between him and his Lord, it was a sajda that awoken the conscience of the people. Because here we have people who have forgotten God, in the sense that they would come to mosques, they would pray, the adhan would somehow still be there, but the spirit of Islam was missing. The real transformational, practical Islam was something that Bani Umayyah wanted to obliterate. So today, what can we use from Zayn al-Abidin is perhaps that relationship which is so key, and that's with Allah, with our Creator. We have maybe become too busy with everything around us and forgotten that key investment that we have to make, which Allah constantly gives us these stations. Imagine if you're going on the motorway and you're stopping at the stations, as we do on our way to Anfield. Services. For the last year we haven't been. We stay in that station and have a meal or pray salah, and then go towards our journey towards Liverpool. Okay, so then what happens is when we stop at these service stations,
he's reminiscing the good times of going to travel.
Are you playing Real? Are you playing Real?
I don't know what's going on. There's some disturbance happening.
Yeah, United fans, they come every now and then, but the real discussion is
if we are going to Old Trafford, they might as well stay at the station because the station's better. Now, what happens is when we go in these stations, imagine if you need petrol for the car and you go to the station and you just look at the petrol station and you celebrate and you say, wow, it's amazing. This petrol station looks amazing. It's beautiful. And then you have sweets, you have nasheeds, and then you move on. Someone says, hold on. Did you fill up the car? He's like, well, that's so important.
Great point.
This day, this celebration, we've got to fill up from these valuable individuals' lives. If we don't take from them, then we have just touched the surface, haven't we? I'm not saying celebration itself is not useful. It's great. This remembrance of Ahl al-Bayt revives the hearts, no doubt. But there is much more. So from Zayn al-Abidin, we can learn to invest into my relationship with God. And that doesn't have to be a complex one. Doesn't mean I sit down with a complex formula and think about 500 things and I'm going to pray 500,000 prayers. It could well be the way I treat my wife. It could well be the way I treat my neighbor. That, if I improve in the name of Zayn al-Abidin, and that temptation, if I stop one temptation in the name of Abu Fadl, I have honored them and I'm truly their lovers on the day of Qiyamah.
And if I could just add as well, that of the titles that he has is of course Dhul Thafanat. And because the camel grazes its knee on the ground so much that skin comes out of the knee, and you can imagine how much sujood must you do for there to be pieces of skin from your forehead coming out. SubhanAllah. I've always wanted the sajda mark to stay on my forehead, but I don't stay in sujood that long. But to imagine that there's pieces of meat coming out from your forehead, imagine how much sujood he must have done. Yeah. But I think there's also a great point that's mentioned here that has to be emphasized, and that is there are lots of lovers of Ahl al-Bayt who don't pray. It's a big problem at the moment. We can be in a circle of friends, and that circle of friends at Salah time, you'll see 2 out of the 5 go and pray, and the other 3 will go the whole night without moving. Give them benefit of the doubt. Maybe the other 3 might not be in a state of purity and they're a bit embarrassed, Or it could just be a case of, bro, I don't really pray. I already love Imam Hussein, I love Imam Zayn al-Abidin, I'll go ziyarah. But I just don't pray. And there's a big problem there. Because all the points that you mentioned about the service stations or the stops on the way, how many times were we told that famous tradition? If your salah is accepted, all your other acts are accepted. And if your salah is rejected, all your other acts are rejected. And so you want to go to that stadium, if we build on that metaphor, you want to go to that stadium, but you put the wrong petrol in. You're going to find a problem. You might hitchhike and get someone to give you a lift on the way, but you've encountered a major problem in that development, in that growth. And so I think, those people who admire Ahl al-Bayt need to also remember that don't pick and choose what parts of Ahl al-Bayt you seek to follow. Each one of us can fall into that trap, by the way, where it's like, listen, bro, I'm going to make it up all this year in Karbala. I'm going to be on one in Karbala this year is going to make up all the whole year. It doesn't make up the whole year.
Yeah.
Imam al-Sadiq says, our shafa'ah doesn't go to those who took their prayers lightly. You know, and so I think it's a great point that you mentioned that, you know, you're going on this journey, but there's this fundamental aspect of Imam Zayn al-Abidin, which if we're neglecting, we got major problems. And I do feel that there is a laxity when it comes to salah in this particular generation.
Great.
Major problem.
Can I add to that?
Of course you can.
On that great point as well. Imagine on that petrol station.
Have we like destroyed the metaphor?
But it's good because they will remember it for this.
Yeah.
You know, if imagine that petrol station, not only do you put the wrong petrol, you put water. Someone says, why are you putting water in your petrol tank in the car? It's like, I think it's the right thing to do.
Interesting.
The problem today is people look at Ali Muhammad and they begin to interpret Islam due to their whims, especially law, by saying, I think this is what the Prophet would want me to do. I think this is what Ali ibn Abi Talib, this is what Zayn al-Abidin. And hold on a minute, are we as individuals, Aqeedah is one thing, but am I as a lay person able to decide, like I've decided that I need water for the car instead of petrol? Who tells you that water is good for the car? Oh, it's my own ijtihad, my own, I've come to that conclusion. So in addition to the point that Sayyid mentioned in regards to, you know, doing what, and remember, sajda is the closest position to Allah and is the best position in salah. So Imam Zayn al-Abidin, as-Sajjad, the best position to Allah. Imagine if your life is named after that. You know, it's amazing. But the point here is that we've got to always remember there's a rising movement now, which I'm very much for people questioning and, you know, going for this. Why do we have to do this? Why do we have to do this? I had a Bulugh course for boys, 12, 13-year-old, and they say, why is this marja allowing chess and this isn't? Great, let's have a discussion. But I cannot convince you because that's the opinion of this marja. That is the conclusion based on his. I am somebody who believes in taqleed and marja'iyya. So I have got to follow my marja. If he says chess is haram, chess is haram. Can I come to the conclusion by myself, just as I did as putting water in that car tank? Sorry, to say chess is halal? Let's think.
You definitely need water now.
And you definitely need tissue as well, please. بلا زحمة عليك شيخنا. You okay?
أحسنتم شيخنا.
أحسنتم شيخنا. أحسنتم سيد. We're going to have to say goodbye for you unfortunately.
Sayyid,
طيب الله أنفاسك. Thank you so much for your time. شيخنا, the analogies, Anfield, الله يرزقنا إن شاء الله. العودة.
In better times.
In better times. Yeah, بإذن الله تعالى. So Sheikhna and Sayyid, we're going to have to say goodbye to you both. Sayyidna, everlasting.
I'm still here. I'm still here.
So we're going to go to a very, very short break. After that, we're going to talk, inshallah, Ali al-Akbar alayhi salam and Imam al-Mahdi ajjallahu ta'ala farjah sharif. So stay tuned. We'll see you in a couple of minutes.
شهر شعبان شهر شعبان شهر شعبان